Okay. What does my martial art look like? What kinds of martial arts do I teach? I teach a lot of different martial arts. Japanese, Chinese, Tibetan, also coming from Vajramukti, Vajrakatriya, the Indian martial arts, old Indian martial arts. That's the mother or the root. And they're all connected together because they flow down this giant mountain and split into whatever they are now. But if you're tired of 20th century martial arts, there's a reason why. There's certain things that I really like about 20th century martial arts. 20th century, I mean, like in this modern time, they were invented, and invented by really skilled, talented people. And so they'll have the names like do at the end, like karate do, aikido, kendo, judo, taekwondo. Those really are products of the 20th century. And in that time, they were made so that you don't hurt each other, so that you could play with each other and you could do battle. You could play battle. Like animals, they play battle, but they don't hurt each other. That's what those arts were made for. So if you want to hurt somebody with that art, you can, but you're not going to be very efficient at it. That's not what it was designed for. It was designed so that you don't hurt each other. That's what physical education, PE, that's what it was designed for. There's a time where there is no war. There's a luxury of you could still learn martial arts, but you don't really want to hurt each other. You want to last as long as possible practicing those arts. And so that's where those arts came from. So, people study them because that's the arts available, and they're thinking that, I could probably hurt somebody with this, but it's missing something. And of course it's missing something, pressure points, missing meridian system, missing breakdowns of drills to do standing, breakdowns of drills to do rolling, breakdowns of drills to do fighting, breakdowns of drills to do many things. I know that we think that if we spar, that the sparring will test our battle readiness, and people who spar, you know yourself, it doesn't develop the ability to fight. It just, people go nuts when they spar. Timing, angle, distance, practice perfecting techniques of timing, angle, and distance when you're doing that's what perfects your martial art techniques. And if you ever put on gloves and pads and get in a ring and have somebody tell you when to start and when to end, that's really not a fight. When you get in a fight, you can get hurt. You're not gonna know that you're better than the other guy and you can smoke them, or you can, you're not gonna have rules. If you have rules to your martial art, we're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. If I ask you, what kind of martial art you do, what's the rules? Then I already know how to hurt you, right? Look at any martial arts, look at the rules, and you know how to hurt them. No kicking to the groin, check, right? No poking to the eyes, check. No hitting to the back of the head, check. No punching on the clinch, check, How easy it is to find the faults in a martial art. You don't have to study tapes to look for the openings in a martial art. Just study the rules and regulations. This is not a fight. It's not a fight. So, what kind of martial arts do I teach? So, of course, they say Bagua. Bagua is the last martial art that you study. Or they say it's the fastest martial art in the world, and it is, and it's not. Like, it's fast because it's using the speed and power of the other person, and that it seems fast because we try to keep our balance. And I don't know if you ever threw a punch and closed your eyes or blinked when you threw a punch, or I don't know if you stop before you punch. You ever notice if you stopped before you threw a kick or a punch? Can you walk and still throw a kick or a punch while you're walking? Would that make a difference if you did? Do you throw powerful kicks and punches from your hips? Would you be able to chase someone and throw powerful kicks and punches from your hip while you walked? Try it. So, just small things like that are what we think about in the martial arts that we do. It's not really for fighting. Fighting is just a byproduct. It's just it's extra. It would be a waste of martial arts if it was just about the fighting martial part. So the higher levels is how to apply it. For your health, how to apply it in social situations. How to apply it for your growth. When you're growing, you have to battle a lot of things. Your immune system, you have to battle. You have to have certain kinds of strategy to stay strong in spite of things. Your immune system, the energy that protects you, the energy that you will project that gives you strength, shows your strength or shows your kick me sign, those are all have to do with how you train, right? If you train for 20 years and you still have a kick me sign on your aura, maybe that's not so healthy, and it may not improve your health, it may not improve your fighting ability, it may not improve your self-esteem. And what we gain from all martial arts is your confidence, your self-esteem, your coordination, your balance. You get more cardio, you get better health, and able to protect yourself. And it has all of those things. But I don't know if you notice when we do like certain kinds of forms we have, certain kinds of exercise we have, and then they throw those guys into a sparring match. Does the martial art still look like the martial art when they jump into that sparring match, or when they start to fight? Do they still look like they're doing their martial art? And some people say, well, a human being looks like a human being when they're fighting. They're not going to look like their martial art when they're fighting. But what's the martial art patterned after? Like an ergonomic martial art is patterned after human movement, natural human movement, right? Like walking, and the natural movement of the joints, the most natural extension, and the most natural reflexes of the body. Everything built to fit and support the human body. So that's not a valid claim, right? And so you do a martial art, you should be able to, a martial art designed after the human body should be able to be used exactly like it looks, right? And that's a martial art. So it can't just fight, it has to think, it has to develop, you have to develop your spirit, your emotions, it has to be able to be applied in different ways. So what we say is we do Qigong. So I don't say we do martial arts, I say we do Qigong, pure Qigong, purely. It's medical Qigong, because we learn about the meridians and the points and the energy and how it makes you stronger, how things connect, how they transform, how they move in your body, how they interact with energy around you. And it's martial Qigong because it retains its energy. It doesn't have to be any faster or any slower. Still doing the Qigong movements, it becomes a martial art. And it's a spiritual Qigong because it develops and transforms your body, it evolves your brain, and it changes things inside of your body spiritually. And I think that arts like these never have to sacrifice one for the rest. Like when you're doing one movement, it's a spiritual Qigong, martial Qigong, medical Qigong, but you never have to change it just to apply it. It's always going to look the same. And that's what I like about this art. Maybe it's just me that likes this art for those reasons, but I really enjoy it. And that's what I get out of it, and that's what I like about it, is that I never have to sacrifice one thing. I don't have to do medical qigong, then for 5 minutes or 1 hour, then take another hour, do martial qigong, then take another hour, do spiritual qigong. Whatever I'm doing is doing those things already, and I don't have that much time. Otherwise, I have to schedule out my week, but I don't have to sacrifice, and it also fits into my life. So if I'm doing healing, those patients can draw more energy through me than I can draw myself doing qigong, and they make me a lot stronger, and they make me a lot clearer, and they make my channels a lot wider. And then I go from that work to the next work, and I teach, and I move that energy around. And so when I'm counseling, I'm showing the strategies that I learn in the martial arts that we have, and the qigong that we have to heal their life, or heal their situations, heal their social situations. And it's not just kill them or smash them then, or just ignore them or hide then. There's always these strategies that can help them figure out what to do, and figured out for me what to do. So it's a good management. That's why I like this. That's why I like this art. So I can't really call it a martial art, because that's not what I see it as, and I don't think anyone else sees it as a martial art. But it is martial qigong, medical qigong, and spiritual qigong. And the speed of the movements don't change just because it's martial. It could move fast or slow, a natural pace, very coiling, smooth, flowing, like a human being should move. And I do it because, if I get beat up from over too much work, or too much work in 1 second, too much work over the year, that it will repair me. Sometimes I forget what I have, but those times remind me what I have, and then proves to me that it really fixes what it's supposed to fix, very practically, and is able to break down the explanation and teach. And so somebody that we show how to fix something on their body, they could easily teach their family or their friends how to take care of the same kind of pain or ailments. So it makes a lot of sense. There's nothing just magic about it. It feels like magic, but it can be explained, it can be broken down, it can be articulated. And so, those times that people say, just do it and you'll get it, or it cannot be explained, those times are over. Everything can be explained, everything can be articulated. And that means it can be taught. If it can be broken down, it can be taught. And when we say just do it 1,000 times, you'll get it, or just do it and you'll get it, or don't think, just do, that's when you start to, things start to break down. And you start to lose either teaching ability, or performance ability, or application ability, not just in martial arts, but in health and healing and everything. So superstitious time is over, and you should look at these arts the same way you look at any other art. They have to have logic to it, as magic as it may look. As magic as a video may look, a lot of practical knowledge and technique and wisdom and art went into editing a video to make it look beautiful. And it's the same for these arts, these martial arts, qigong arts, healing arts. So there's no reason to not be able to explain something unless you didn't do your homework. All you have to do is do your homework if you want to know how to teach it or explain it or do something like that. Just do the work. I'm not saying it to make anybody feel bad. I'm trying to solve a problem, and I'm trying to share a simple solution to a simple problem. Is if you think that you can't explain something, break it down and do the work and explain it. Do the research, and you won't have that problem. So